We've got 5 lights here in Australia, and it is lights out, and away we go. A decent start, of course, running traction control. Traction control is OP, of course. Julian Palmer's got an awful start, and Van Dorn's been held behind his teammate Alonso. We got past both of them. We got the inside of Hulkenberg into the first corner, and we tap wheels. Who's this coming out the pits? It's Raikkonen, and he's just behind Sainz. And oh, we've been held up by Raikkonen there, and there's a car now between us and Sainz, and that really doesn't help. Go around the outside, towards the left-right chicane. We don't quite get it, but we get a much better run coming out the chicane. We're up the inside of Raikkonen. We've overtook Kimi Raikkonen. Get in there! But there's a safety car deployed. Pascal Wehrlein's broke down with an engine failure, and we have now got a safety car deployed. But we go up the inside of our teammate Alonso, and Stroll are battling. Stroll goes up the inside of Alonso, but we go up the inside of Stroll and Alonso, and we tap the back of Massa, I think, a little bit there. But what a... oh my god, we've got past Felipe Massa. Oh, we've touched Massa. What a restart that is. Verstappen goes on the inside of Ericsson. We got the inside of both of them. Will Verstappen hold it? But we've got 13th place. Fantastic stuff. Palmer, Stroll, Jones and Massa. We've got the 3 youngsters, and Massa a bit of experience. Just watch us all battle. Stroll's got DRS. Palmer hasn't. Will we go up the inside of Stroll? Yes, we will. We got the inside of Stroll. As you can see, Massa's going up the inside. Unfortunately, we're going to lose that 7th place, as Massa just got the better speed. Or are we actually? Massa has made a little bit of a mistake out of turn 1. We've got the better line, but we've got to make sure Perez doesn't overtake us as well. But we go up the inside of Felipe Massa, and unbelievably, even though Massa had DRS, we managed to get through. What a start for us. From 18th on the grid, positions gained 11, up to 7th place in this race. Fantastic start for me. Welcome back then, guys, to the Haas Career Mode. Episode 2 today. We go to China from Albert Park, where we had a brilliant start, actually. 6 points to the Haas team, as you've just seen there. Quite an action-packed race. And as you can just see there, just before the Chinese Grand Prix, we've gained just about enough resource points to get a quality control check on the chassis for when it's developed. Because really, we don't want parts failing, because that just sets us back in development. But I hope you guys are good. This episode is another good episode. I probably will spoil that it's probably not as good as Australia, but as I said, you're not going to get as good as an opener as Australia every race. But as you can see, we're just doing the track acclimatisation program at China. I don't like China as a track. I must admit, I do much prefer Bahrain and Australia that are obviously working around it. But we're on the mediums doing the track acclimatisation. And the track acclimatisation, even though I said last episode, sort of you have to learn the new tracks, really the lines are sort of the same, so as long as you hit all those squares and go through them correctly, you should pass with flying colours. So as you can see, then coming up to the end of lap 3 of the track acclimatisation programme, and we get the objective of consistent, which is because we've scored 470 points or over, and that is pretty simple. So as you can see, we're on the fuel saving one as well now, at the end of lap 2, and this is good, so I just wanted to show you this, see how close we are to the purple in that fuel saving bit. And it was really gutting actually in the fuel saving, because we got really close to the optimal, but we just couldn't do it. And now qualifying, I was really disappointed with this. We did the qualifying program, and on the first lap we just could not match the target lap time. And a bit funny, this is really the last action of practice, unfortunately, but basically on the second lap Hamilton catches up to us. We have a bit of an argy-bargy with Hamilton, of course, both on flying laps, but we kind of give up after Hamilton's overtook. And as you can see, we're over a second off Delta, and that isn't good for the qualifying. I believe we still get 5 points a lap, even if you don't pass it, but still, as you can see, we got 133 points in the session, 10 for passing, 50 for the track acclimatisation, 30 for the fuel saving, and 8 laps completed. So now it's time then to go to qualifying for the Chinese Grand Prix.
And I'm here, of course, with Anthony Davidson on what has turned out to be a very pleasant day indeed. No weather to interfere, no problems on the track, so absolutely no room for error.
That's right, Crofty. It's looking good out there at the moment. Each team will have their own game plan for this session, and of course once the cars leave the garage they'll be under parc fermé conditions, so any last minute adjustments need to be done right here and now. Beyond that, it's all up to the driver. Who can keep their tyres in the right temperature, who can hit their apexes. No race fuel on board these days, of course. These are the fastest cars we've had in a long time, and it's right here in qualifying where they're at their absolute peak. Let's get started.
I agree, Ant. Let's get started now. I was quite confident in Australia for qualifying, and qualified 18th. I really wasn't confident for qualifying here, so this isn't going to go well, I don't think. But we're 2.8 seconds off Hamilton's lap time the first time out, which is really poor. But as you can see, we're in 10th place, but there's quite a few drivers that haven't set their time yet. We're only just above Pascal Wehrlein in the same, which is poor. Now, obviously, last time out we were in 16th until Van Dorn and Alonso set better laps. But now, Alonso set a better lap, and we're behind Alonso and just in front of Van Dorn. Now, this is really concerning me. So what I've done, I've put lowest fuel on possible, super soft tyres, and hopefully we can get out of Q1, just for our sanity, really, because Grosjean is really outperforming us in qualifying. Because it's the race that matters, but teams do look at your outright pace as well. So we're about a 10th up on the Delta into the first sector, 5/10ths off Lewis Hamilton's best, which I'm quite pleased with. But as you can see in the second sector, the Delta's not great, but we do get a better straight line speed off that double left-hand corner, and we're just up in the Delta, a little bit down in this sector. Bear in mind we're a 10th up in the last sector, but we still do have a bit better second sector split. We're coming around the last few corners now. We're 3/10ths up on the Delta, but that isn't going to be enough to get us out of Q1. We might go above Van Dorn. That's not a great last corner. As you can see, the Delta's going up slightly. We come hug the right of the track, and I thought that's just 15th. Okay, we get through with 15th. That's nice, but Ocon is just behind, so I wouldn't be surprised if Ocon set a better lap. But we do pull to the side of the track as we decide to retire to the session, and a bit of a spoiler, as you can see, P18 on the wheel. And that is a disaster. We qualified P18, as you can see, pretty much everyone getting through the expected. Ocon set a better lap. Van Dorn and Alonso set better laps as well. So not a great start for us at a track we're not great at. So can we get points around China? Let's go to the Chinese Grand Prix.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Raikkonen, Daniel Ricciardo and Massa, Verstappen, Grosjean, Stroll and Carlos Sainz, Kvyat, Ocon, Nico Hülkenberg and Palmer, Perez, Alonso, Stoffel Van Dorn and a Haas, Wehrlein and Marcus Ericsson rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Here we go then, guys, for the second race of the 2017 season. Obviously, last time out we had a brilliant race in Australia. We started exactly the same position then, so why can't we get that position now? It's going to be a bit trickier this time out because obviously there's two long straights, the two DRS straights, but I don't think you can follow quite closely here because I do struggle a little bit through the second sector, and that windy sector does seem to kind of take other cars away from you, so that could be a bit of a struggle, but we're hoping for maybe a point or two, but our objective is 15, so anyone above that for the team, they'll be happy. So here we go then, the lights are on here at Shanghai. We've got 5 lights, and it is, for the second time this season, lights out, and away we go. Can we get a better launch than the McLarens? We have got a better launch than Stoffel Van Dorn, and we go straight past him. Now Alonso's quite close, so if we try to go up the inside of him at turn 1, we nearly hit Alonso. We hit Alonso again, but we get past Alonso, Perez, Ocon, Hülkenberg. I don't even know who we're getting past. Sainz. But what a start that was, up to 11th, and Sainz, we've run quite wide actually at turn 2, and Hülkenberg, Sainz has hit us and pushed out the way a little bit, but it's a bit crazy as Hülkenberg and Sainz just got past us. What a fantastic start we had there. But can we go up the inside again of Hülkenberg and Sainz? Unfortunately, Esteban Ocon holds that inside line, but we try and follow him through. Nico Hülkenberg, what a start that's been on lap 1 from 18th to 14th. We're as high as 11th at one point, but we do carry on as Ocon gets past Hülkenberg. Hülkenberg's off his line, and we do benefit from that. And do we get past him? No, we don't at the moment. Hülkenberg, one of those drivers, we saw this in Australia, who's really sort of resistant to the change of position. He really wants to keep his position, and he still holds it round the inside. And we give him a bit of a tap, and he's pretty much comprehensively in front now. Can we get him down the straight? Obviously, with it being a kind of, I was going to say Ducati track, that's MotoGP, but it's one of those tracks, you've got to have a fast engine to really benefit. An engine like a Renault and a Honda, it's going to really disappoint here. And we've got the Ferrari engine, of course, at the back of this Haas, and we're getting up to Hülkenberg. Can we get him on the inside turn 1? Of course we can't, but we get a better break into turn 1 and a better second phase. We brake a little bit early, but carry a bit more speed into the corner, and we nearly hit Sainz there, but we easily get past Hülkenberg. And I think you'll notice in this race, guys, that we do really like that first corner to overtake. You can brake a little bit earlier, but the AI seems to be quite a bit slow and go a bit wide, and you can kind of dive into that inside line. It's a bit risky, but you should be able to do it. So we're in 14th now. We've got Sainz just ahead in that Toro Rosso. We've got no DRS but just yet, but the slipstream alone, which is really surprising in these 2017 cars, the slipstream alone is just going to get us easily past Carlos Sainz. But Carlos Sainz isn't budging, a bit like Hülkenberg earlier, but we do lock our front brakes, but we do get past Carlos Sainz quite easily. He doesn't really put much of a challenge, and Valtteri Bottas sets the fastest lap of the race. We're just behind Ocon and Lance Stroll now, coming in onto the start-finish straight for the start of lap 3. We had a really good start, so the team are happy with this, as it wants us to finish in 15th or above. But for me, obviously I want to finish sort of 10th or above. So here we go then into the first corner once again. We run a little bit wider, but we can cut it back to the inside, and we go for an aggressive move on Ocon. We even tap the back of Stroll, but Ocon cannot defend from that, and we go up the inside of Ocon and get ourselves to 11th place. Can we even get ourselves to a points position? Stroll's got no DRS with the Mercedes engine, but surprisingly with our Ferrari engine, we outpace the Williams with that DRS, but Stroll's not moving, of course, our arch nemesis for this series. Can we get past him? Stroll still holds the outside line. He's not budging whatsoever, and it's the last corner. It doesn't go well, 2 abreast. Who's going to have to back it? It's going to have to be Jones and, of course, ourselves, but Stroll is just ahead, but, of course, us being behind means that we still get the DRS. We've got Ocon just behind, so we've got to make a move on Stroll here to make sure that Ocon doesn't then make a move. Of course, he's got DRS as well. It's only Lance Stroll, so he's at the front of this queue, is holding everyone up, really. Hasn't got the DRS. Ocon takes our sort of advantage of us going wide at that corner, so we can't make a move on Stroll just yet, but we defend from Ocon, and on that inside line when it's turn 2 and 3, it's quite easy to do that. But on the following lap, we haven't got quite that same amount of pressure from Ocon, and we need to hook it up to the inside this time to make sure that we get past Lance Stroll. So coming into turn 1 and turn 2 then, as you can see, the tyre wear's not brilliant, but I'm not really focusing on that at the moment. We've got a bit of a better run at that corner. As you can see, the AI go a little bit slower into that corner and a bit up further up the inside, and we comprehensively take the position off Lance Stroll. And now we are into the points playing positions. Fantastic start for us. Can we keep? That's the question. Now, we stayed out quite a lot longer than some of the super soft runners. Tyre wear wasn't too bad for us, I felt. And we're up to 5th place, of course, for the moment. There's somebody out the race. I don't quite know who that is at the moment, but we're down to 9th already as we've come into the pits. We're going to be quite low down coming out of the pits, but of course, some people haven't come in the pit chase. And as you can see, Kimi Raikkonen, who went on to get 2nd in the last race, has retired. And we got a safety car, have we? No, it's just a virtual safety car, but still, it slows down the field and really benefits us in the pits. Of course, pretty much everyone's going to be going around the same sort of pace we are in the pits. Basically, we're going to lose less time because the AI cars aren't going to be going as quick as we come out the pits. As you can see, we're down in 18th. That's pretty poor. Do we jump Lance Stroll, or does Stroll jump us? Stroll does get the undercut, which is quite a surprise, as Stroll was quite a bit slower than us. But the virtual safety car has come in now, and we're just behind Stroll once again. Can we get the DRS overtake? We're not going for anything stupid in this race. We're quite a way down anyway, but still we want to kind of wait and calm down before we take any positions. And Stroll again, we've got deja vu at this last corner. We've backed out to give ourselves the DRS and arguably the better run going to this start-finish race. We've got DRS open, as you've seen so many times so far in this race, guys. And this is only for 17th and not 10th this time, but still, we've got up the inside of Stroll. It's going to be quite an easy move. Stroll, though, has a better break, but we have a better second phase. That's turn 2, coming to turn 3, and we've got past Lance Stroll. And now him and Sainz can have a battle, and luckily that will raise any threat from behind. So as you can see, some of the people are making pit stops now, and we're back in our natural place of P10. But as you can see, the likes of Ocon going on medium tyres. Can he make the different distance at the end? Of course, we're not going to make the distance on the super softs, but we are now up to P9 as Hulkenberg has come into pits, and somebody's there. Ericsson, as you can see, Palmer, he's just parked at the side of the track. He must have spun it or whatever. And Marcus Ericsson's out of the race. So we've got 2 drivers out of the race, and in effect, we've got 3 with Palmer parked at the side of the track. So it's quite a few laps onwards. We're in P8, but of course, we do drop down a little bit, and we put the soft tyres on, kind of obliging to the 2 tyres per race, 2 tyre sets per race that Pirelli kind of permit. So as you can see, Sainz just behind us once again. We've got jumped by Van Dorn out of the pits, and we want to finish this race on these tyres. Now, a lot of the runners are on the medium tyres, so we should get a better position, if you like. But as you can see, the team radio is just saying that Roman just entered the pits. I was just distracted there by, look at that straight line speed, crazy. We just breezed past Van Dorn even before the DRS is even open. They've certainly made that realistic this year with the terrible McLaren Honda. We're up to 12th now, as we overtook Felipe Massa in the pits, and now coming on to lap 23 to get any points. As you can see, the map, I'd say that maybe that train of 10th, 9th, 8th, 7th, and I think even 6th there is about 10 seconds up the road, so I doubt we're going to get to that. But can we get P11? I think, as my mate Joe said, 11th the best place to qualify, but the worst place to finish. Will we finish 11th? I think it looks like we're going to pass Alonso easily down the straight with that horrible Honda engine. I kind of sympathise with anyone who's doing a career mode with McLaren and try to get down that straight with a Honda. Now, unfortunately, that was it for this race. As I said, not as action-packed as the Australian Grand Prix, but still we made quite a few overtakes. I think the team can be happy with us. We really did all we could do with my poor tyre wear management. We could have done a one-stop, I guess, but we could have been treading on tyres with no tread on them, if you like, at the end of that race with the mediums. But oh well, we get 11th place, certainly good to start off with. Some resource points gained in this race and the 7 positions gained, and we come across the line and come in 11th of the Chinese Grand Prix. As you can see, the team radio says just a second. That was a fantastic drive. Now, I wouldn't say it's fantastic, obviously maybe being a bit of a pessimist, as you guys may or may not know, but still. 11th place, not too shabby at all, and I don't actually know who won that Grand Prix. It did seem to fast forward to go into the hospitality, but that's it anyway for this race. If we look at the standings, I believe we'll have Driver standings, there we go. Vettel's third. I think Bottas leads the championship anyway, going into the Bahrain Grand Prix. Yeah, Bottas is way ahead, 22 points ahead. Will Bottas keep that lead for the rest of the season? Certainly going to be interesting. But anyway, I've been TIJ. If you like this video, make sure to leave a comment, like, and subscribe. As you can see, we're 7th in the Constructors. Yay! Only 2 points behind Toro Rosso. That's been it anyway for this video, and I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you for Bahrain. Goodbye.